Mike updated the news here, but I can't get...
Come on, Mike.
No.
Should we openly
Mike.
blame Delicio?
I always.
May we?
No. This isn't his fault. This is the
Okay, I'll do it quietly.
Dropbox's fault.
Stupid Mike Delicio messing things up.
That Mike guy.
Always
Okay,
getting
well,
things
let's get
wrong.
started. There's not a lot of groundbreaking news today, folks, but there's a few pieces here, so let's jump right into it. First, Haste, who is continuing their role to be the next Asmodee, and that's not a joke. They really are going for that.
Yes.
They have now added Super Meeple to their studio stable, I suppose. They call him a studio partner. Now, to be fair, Hachette has a lot of great studios in there right now.
Yes,
it's
they
really
do.
great. I find it hard to get excited when I hear about this stuff because we saw what Asmodee did, right? We loved everything about Asmodee, and Asmodee's still a fine company, I guess, but it's not as innovative, and, you know, it's the stuff that comes with being a big company.
Yeah. They went more sort of big, Hasbro-esque,
Right.
you know, bank on the sure hit sort of studio, basically. This is very exciting. Now, is this a remake, this Expeditions, Tom?
As far as I can tell, it is a remake. Super Meeple tends to do that, right?
Kramer, right? I think it is.
Yes, this is from Wolfgang Kramer.
I say
and
Kramer.
it sends players out into the world to explore secret destinations in a race game. You'll complete personal goals and earn victory points along the way. Up to 6 players, 30 to 45 minutes. I think, now I'm going to quick look here on Board Game Geek to see if I have ever played the original one.
Oh, that's exciting. Let's take guesses here. I'm going to say yes, he has.
I think yes.
I have played Expeditions. Oh, wait,
knew it.
no, that's Jamie Stegmaier's game from last year.
Oh, that's old news, man.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
Oof.
Actually, it is a 2023 game. It re-implements Expedition Famous Explorers, and Wildlife Adventure. I've not played Wildlife Adventure, but I've seen the cover. You remember the cover?
No.
It's the basis for the creepy cover that Richard
Yes.
Brees made later on. You don't remember? Okay.
Oh,
you
yes,
guys
yes,
don't get to
yes,
see
yes.
this,
You
but
don't
just
get to see
imagine the original Expedition. Nope, I didn't play that. That came out in 1996.
Oh.
And then Expedition Famous Explorers, which I did play, and had another terrible cover. Look at that cover. That is glorious.
That's a lot.
Wow. Look at that.
Expedition Famous Explorers. Look it up.
Photoshop.
I gave it a 7.5. So that's, you know what I do remember now. You're basically building. It came with these sticks
Ooh.
that you went to base around the world, a little bit Trans-America style. Anyway, all this to say it's coming out, and I'll tell you what, folks. If Super Meeple's doing the production, their production's always top notch.
Yes.
They have the best version of Takal, the best version of Java. You know.
Yes, they do. The little sticks that used to come in there, full paved roads.
Covered with gold.
Gold paved roads.
Okay, moving on. Let's see. So one of the surprise hits from last year was Hegemony, kind of a big giant game coming
Yeah,
out.
it's getting played a lot.
They got another game coming out called World Order. Is it new? No one knows.
Good call. I'm not putting that on
Oh,
there.
I get it.
It'd be a wrestling game.
Anyway, really? When I say New World Order, wrestling is what comes to your mind?
Yes. Well, abbreviations, yes.
To be fair, they were pretty big at wrestling.
They were. They were.
Who the heck is New World Order?
NWO?
NWO, they were like a group of people in wrestling.
I didn't have shirts on.
Like a group of people in like WCW or something?
It
Or
was WWE. They were like a bunch of guys like, we're the new to World Order.
And that's what you think of?
No.
You might be. I'm going to buy you a book one day. Maybe a pamphlet.
He said he's reading Dune.
I am reading Dune.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I apologize for
thank
what I
you.
said when I was angry.
Anyway, so World Order is coming out this year, it says. I don't know if it's, I am assuming it's not going to Kickstarter. Anyway, USA is falling apart in this game.
Okay, I know. Yeah, there's a big pause there.
Other major powers are eagerly stepping on the stage. They want a piece of the pie. And that includes
And I split you
Beijing,
choose game.
Moscow, and the European Union. So there's the world's changing, and so basically you have one of the 4 dominant powers, which I assume are those. I think it's America, China, Russia, and EU. I might be wrong, but I'm assuming that's right. Actually, it just says that. Never mind. Yes, I am right. Anyway, you're using your diplomatic power, economic strength, and military might to expand your influence across the globe. You can either form regional alliances, entice other nations through clever economic dependencies, or become the military juggernaut no one dares mess with.
What'd you say about my mama?
Nukes!
All right. I'm actually very curious about this one. Hegemony was a game and a half, man, with a lot of theme in it.
A lot of theme.
I do not care for this cover or this theme.
You don't like these
But
people?
Hegemony was also not for me, so I
actually
get
really
it.
like this cover because it makes me feel like, ooh, these people are like in the Shadow Council or whatever.
Yeah.
There are people literally in the shadows. Yeah, that's just like.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, Hegemony, that's one of those that I was like, it's so accurate. I'm like, man, oof, this is heavy. Then they're like, hey, let's up the stakes on this. It's like,
Yeah, because
wow.
Hegemony was at least like middle class against working class.
Right.
Here they're like actual country.
Yes.
You're playing China.
Modern, right now. It's like, oh, man. Be interesting. They'll do a great job, I think.
All right. Uba Games is re-releasing for
Wait.
the 50th anniversary
Ooh, I like that.
Hotel. So this was originally called Hotel Tycoon, and it kind of blew my mind when they said the 50th anniversary. I'm like, the game can't be that old. Then I realized I am 47.
Oof.
So yes, the game can be that old.
Oof.
I played this as a kid. This is a variation of Monopoly of some sort. I mean, it's a similar game where you're moving around, you're rolling and moving your car around that track, and then you buy a hotel. But then once you buy a hotel, then you start developing by building those buildings. And then you build entrances along the path. The more entrances you build,
Oh, that's cute.
if someone lands on your entrance, they have to pay you. So you want to, some spots have an entrance on both sides, but there can only be one entrance to a hotel. So
Okay.
you might have a cheaper hotel, but you might have more entrances. Still roll and move, still a very dated game. But as a kid, I was so impressed with those 3D
Oh, yeah.
the buildings. They're like cardboard with plastic tops and bottoms.
Hero Quest treasure chest?
Yeah, very much like
Yeah.
that. I liked this a lot as a kid. I still have nostalgia to it. I don't think it's a great game. It doesn't look like they're updating it at all. That looks exactly like the original game. That's the
Who's this?
Boomerang Hotel there at the top left.
Who's this coming out from?
Uba Games.
Oh.
You might wonder who Uba is.
Dubai in the top right.
Particular-
And you got
Nope.
Dubai.
Vegas.
What?
Those buildings look very
Burj
Dubai.
Khalifa? No, it's not it.
Here we go. Uba.
I like each star of the hotel.
Uba Games did a game called Ghost Castle, Hotel, Delirium, and Stacks. Oh, wait.
Ghost Castle.
No, I
that's
didn't
a-
review Stacks. I thought I did for a second.
Yeah, I never heard of him. And I've never heard of this game. I
I've got
think.
that one.
You do, really?
Do.
This is another
That was an impulse buy.
re-implementation.
Yeah.
Ghost Castle?
I do.
Yeah, that cover? Would that cover?
Oh, I got it recently too at Target.
To be fair, you
wrong
have the
with you?
worst impulse buying of board games
I
than anyone
really
on
do.
Dice
Oh,
Tower
my
by a
goodness,
mile.
Joseph.
I do.
Also, you unfortunately live near Ollie's, which is not good for you.
Oh, all these are the worst for me.
All right. Darrington Press. That's the Critical Role board game publishing house.
Yes.
They're having a new. Their next game is coming out this year on May 14th. Actually, very specific date.
Yeah.
For the Queen. Now, this is a reprint of an original game from Evil Hat Productions that came out in 2019. I have not played the original one.
Oh,
It was-
either.
Symposium?
Re-implemented by Symposium, a game about asking questions. What? That doesn't sound anything like For the Queen. Anyway, The Queen is a card-based story-building game where you'll be playing a minute, choose your queen from among 14, and use prompt cards to collectively tell a story of love, betrayal, doubt, and devotion.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot of people who are interested in that style game because they've been out for 40 years now and they just keep coming out with, storytelling games. I just
Yeah.
don't think I'm in that group. We played one live just a month or so ago.
Yeah.
It's fine. We can get in. I can get into them, but I don't know that I'm ever going to be the guy to pull it off the shelf.
No, I agree.
All
The
right.
artwork in that though.
Well, speaking of good artwork, look at this next one. More Keystones. Those are gorgeous covers.
That's
But
a walrus.
now this is from Rose Gauntlet Entertainment. This is a follow-up to
Keystone.
The Keystone North America is already out. This is a redone version of it, and they're also coming out with an expansion. And this is the second edition of it, but it's a pretty big change. They are dropping the player count to 1 to 2. It was originally up to 4 players.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a big deal, and it's a deal that I regardless, I almost want to stand up and applaud them for having the guts to do that. That's impressive,
Has it always
right?
been better at that player count?
Well, I don't love the game. I don't know that the player count would have... Yes, I think it's better, probably lower at player counts, right? Because there's less chaos, I suppose. You're building a grid of things. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just impressed by that.
I don't know. I mean, I don't... It's an interesting move. I'm not sure I would say I'm impressed by them putting out a game and then 2 years, maybe less than 2 years, putting out like the reworked edition that is so different. Why don't you just call it literally something else?
Well, I think they're only reducing the players, and that expansion there, the Keystone, North America, coastal regions, will work with both versions. It will work with the new one and the original one.
I mean,
So
hey,
that's
I'll try it again. I also thought it was pretty bad. It sort of felt like Calico.
Oh, really?
You know, this like, do anything, the world is your oyster, and as soon as you start making any moves, like your scoring opportunities immediately start to very much dwindle. It's that feeling of like, I'm dying. Every time I make a move, like the water rises. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I hate that feeling in games.
Yeah.
I suppose playing with fewer player, a shorter or smaller player count will help.
You can die alone.
You can die quicker.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's a weird move. I don't know. I
do like that art in those covers, though.
It's good. Good art.
All right, this next one looks kind of cool. It's called A Gentle Rain. Now, this is another reprint. It's a re-implementation of a game that you would not guess the designer of this game looking at it, unless you already know the designer.
I do know already, yes.
This game is designed by Kevin Wilson. Kevin Wilson designs big, grandiose games like Descent, and what's the one we just played last year with he opened the cases and we fought a bunch of bosses.
Oh.
And the treasure chests.
Kinfire?
Kinfire,
No,
yeah, Kinfire, which is also relaunching this year.
Wow.
By the way, another version. And this is an abstract game. Now, this version, which is going to Target and looks like it has some bath soaps there.
It does.
And the
That
picture.
really does.
That's nice.
The ones you can't use.
I bet this game smells
Yeah, you
good.
go to someone's house, I use them. Because I'm
you?
like, you put them out.
Why would you do
Do you
that?
also use the monogram
They're
towels
soap!
with the letters on them?
Yeah, what kind
No,
of-
those I don't touch.
Yeah, what is that?
Where
Do
are
you
your
go
real
through
towels?
through their bathroom cabinets?
No! That's not a comparable thing.
Medication.
If you put that soap on your sink, you are saying this is soap for you to use, right?
They don't normally put it on the sink, do you? Doesn't it
do.
normally go, say, like behind the toilet
It's in a
or
little
something?
bowl there with some like seashells and stuff.
Yeah,
you
it's
can
clearly
use it.
decorative.
He's like,
It's soap. If you want decoratives, just put a seashell there then.
The soap can be decorative.
3
also.
seashells in your bathroom.
Man, next time you come over, I'm
He
leaving.
doesn't know
like,
about the seashells.
know
next
what seashells?
time that I have him visit my bathroom,
You put
I'm putting out a
seashells?
tiny little decorative bottle of vodka. see what happens. See what happens.
Really be.
You know what I
clean,
mean? Is he gonna wash his hands with it? Is he gonna drink it? What's gonna happen? It's decorative, Tom. You don't touch it.
I just think it's dumb that something to be used is also decorative.
Candles,
One or the other.
Candles you never burn.
That's true. It could be a candle. They look.
true.
Yeah,
I hate
it's like-
those too.
I know.
Okay.
You're not supposed to eat.
Oh, that's great. Anyway, A Gentle Rain.
Anyway, this came out from Mondo Games. It was originally published from Mondo Games, and now a new company, Dream, is redoing it. And this game I went and looked at the ratings for it. There's like people really like this game.
I assume it's abstract.
It is abstract, but it's supposed to be like it's 15-minute sessions, and you're placing lake tiles so that the waters encourage each of these 8 lilies to bloom. It's supposed to be like a very
Soothing game.
soothing game. That's what I read. Have you played
Isn't
it?
this no, I haven't. This is a remake, right?
Yeah.
No, I have not played it. It looks neat. I'm curious. I tend to normally bounce off of games that look this abstract.
Yeah.
This type of abstract, I should say. I actually enjoy usually the sort of black versus white pieces abstract.
Oh, Incredible Dream, sorry.
Incredible
Incredible
Dream is-
thought it was an adjective.
Yeah, so I'm curious. I'll check it out. Have some nice smelling soaps nearby while I do.
Yeah.
All right, from Ares Games, we have Viking Root.
Oh.
Very generic
Oh,
sounding
Root
game.
spelled differently. I thought you were saying like Root is getting a Viking edition.
Ooh.
I would play that.
Oh man, I would
Huh?
finally play the physical version of that. Yeah.
Anyway, the
Viking
main
cats.
game piece is represented by a compass, and magnets are manipulated by players to steer the course of their ship.
I'm back in, just like that. That's
Magnets?
all you had to say.
Yeah, it's like that game with the creepy thing chasing the kids.
Unbeknownst, what's it called? The faceless. Faceless?
Yeah, Faceless, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like the idea of magnets, and I think it's
I do too.
it's a cooperative game. So you're working together to get the magnets to make the ship go the right way. That is a good pitch. I'm already in.
Yes.
That is
Show
a
me no
good
more.
pitch, I know.
Take my money.
Hopefully they're...
Mike says same designer, so go figure.
Dang it. Mike DeLisio, I'm sorry for what I said earlier. You know, I besmirched his name.
Yeah, you did.
You mean before the camera started or
No,
after?
no, it was during. I saved that stuff
he said a
for when
lot.
the camera's going, but he really knows his stuff. I have to admit, you know. I praise you, sir.
I guess.
All right, look at his next cover. Builders of Sylvandale. It's also from Aries. They're like, we want a piece of that Everdell pie.
Everybody wants a piece of that Everdell pie.
That still is a cool cover, right?
Wait, but this is Builders of. Whoops!
Founders up, builders
More
up.
of.
We've warned you.
Yep.
Anyway, this is a new chapter in Sylvandale's history after the great disasters have come. You need to build this big treehouse haven for everybody. It's a three-dimensional tile placement game. You play a card and then put a new building tile on top of an ever taller trees in the forest, collecting sets of cards to gain special actions.
Ever taller Dale tree?
That's hard to say.
Really? Really?
It didn't say Dale. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
come on. It's called Sylvan Dale. Ever taller Dale tree. Ever Dale tree. Come on, cat. You skirting.
Have you ever used the word Dale about a group of trees in your life?
No, I'm not sure what a Dale is.
Yeah, you can use it in a sentence.
Dale's a good friend of mine.
I know, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, Dale, look at that tree.
Well, there's cops. That's a group of trees, right? A cops, C-O-P-S-E.
No, is it?
Okay, well now
Like-
Look at those copse of trees.
a small group of trees, cops.
How do you
Okay.
pronounce it?
Slow
Press
down.
That. Press that.
Okay.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
So,
Cops.
cops.
Yeah, cops. You never heard that?
Now I'm gonna look up Dale.
Cannibal
Oh,
Cop.
Dale's a valley. Sorry, not a group of trees.
So
Here.
my family will laugh if I slow down
Dale.
when I see the cops every time they go next to forest.
Yeah.
Dale's a valley,
Dad joke.
especially a broad one.
A broad
Oh,
valley.
yeah, what was that? Something of the Dale? That's
Over hill.
Over
over
hill,
Dale.
hill, over Dale. There we go. That makes sense.
Over hill, over Dale.
I just imagine some guy Dale is just randomly on
Yeah.
their way. Okay.
No, what? Okay, so moving on. You're welcome for that sidetrack.
Huh.
Sword and
Hill over
Sorceries. There's a new version of that coming called Northwind Tales. Now, I was talking to Mike about this. This is their press release that says Northwind Tales. They sent it to us, which is why we have this. But if you look it up, Northwind Tales seems to have come out a few years ago, and the one that they on BGG for this year is a different name. Whatever. There's a new one coming that's going to have 9 more quests together, a high-level campaign and expansion.
Nice.
I'd like to play this.
Yeah,
still.
you said it's every single time.
I do. I would still.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested.
Yeah, I like
This one
swords.
seems
I like
very
sorcery.
epic, very World of Warcraft
Yes.
meets, you know, I don't know, action RPG type
Very
stuff.
system oriented. So it's like
Yeah.
getting in the system, I think will be good, but getting in there.
New expansion for War of the Rings, the card game, Fire and Swords. There's new factions, new kind of location, new characters. Also a cool cover.
They've kept this one going, haven't they?
It seems to be doing okay.
Yeah.
The card game.
Have you played this one?
No,
The
I
card
haven't
game?
played. I haven't played War of the Ring either, but
Okay.
I know that one's a very well regarded game, and it had some expansions, didn't it? It had some extra content, but it seems like the card game is allowing them to pump more stuff into it.
I agree. And
I think it's a
redo
more,
stuff.
yeah, it's a more malleable system maybe. So
I played War of the Ring once, but the card game I played a couple times. But it's
Ever Ring.
All right. Imperium Horizons is out. I didn't even realize this was out. We haven't seen it here. This is the third Imperium. The first one, Classics, and then Imperium Legends. So Classic was real life civs. Legends are like the Atlantis and stuff like that. Different civs.
You guys have
this
played
one here,
these.
huh?
yeah, I've not played.
I played
these.
this. This is a fairly in-depth, heavy deck builder. Like,
Okay.
it's a deck builder, but it's much more than that. Very asymmetrical.
Is it a card game primarily?
Yeah, it's more.
Is there a board or not really?
No, you're using the cards around like your player board, but it's mostly it's cards. It's all about like I would use this deck building as a. I wouldn't even like use it as a selling point to the game. It just happens to be in this game, but it's
I love heavy card games and complex text, sort of interlocking card games. So I wonder if this is something I would enjoy. It's just I keep hearing the one thing everybody says is it's complicated. You're a dummy. It's complicated, and eventually that chips away at the soul. But I'd like to try it if you don't think I'm too stupid to handle it. Are we moving on now?
So anyhow,
yeah, there we go.
No, this is a standalone game, but obviously you can mix and match the civilizations in them. It has a bunch of civs in here. It looks like it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 civs.
What?
Oh.
There's
That's
not
what
even
it
that
says
many
here.
in the world.
I would tell you what they all are, but I can't pronounce some of them. But one of them is cultist, and one is Martian.
What?
That's what it says. Unless those are, I don't know. Well, there's also Polynesian, and Japanese, and Inuit, and that's all the ones I can pronounce. Oh, Mayan. I can pronounce Mayan.
Polynesian. Taino.
Thank you for the super chat.
Sassanid? I don't know what that is.
What's heavier, this or Undaunted? This by a mile.
Undaunted's
really? Undaunted's not complicated.
I haven't played this at all, so I don't know.
It's a children's game.
Anyways, there's a lot in this game. Mike Heller says 520. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Mikhail says it's 520 cards. That's a lot.
Wow, that's cool. All right.
And apparently it's out right now, like I said. Okay.
Wow.
All right. From Elzra Games, best known for Catacombs, they have a new game coming out coming to crowdfunding called Battlefields. And this is a tactical combat between two armies. You're going to draft your heroes, put them on the playmat, and then you're going to flick them. So he's continuing trying this sort of things.
This is so you, Tom. Like the anachronistic throw everything in the blender look of this.
I don't know that it's anachronistic until I see that guy with the bucket helmet.
That's the one that got me.
Oh,
yeah,
he's got like a minigun and an alien head, and there's a skeleton.
Yeah. He's also an Imperium, by the way.
There's all sorts. It's one of the groups in Imperium, yeah. Bucket face.
You've never played Catacombs, then?
No, I want to. That's the flicking.
Man.
It intrigued me, a flicking dungeon crawl. I'm like,
it's really good. All right, Catacombs. Also has Catacombs Fortress of Nazemore. This is a core standalone dungeon crawler. Here's your chance.
Oh, it's standalone. So it's
uses the same rules as Catacombs 3rd edition. So it's going to re-implement and expand Catacombs, and all the expansions for Catacombs 3rd edition also work with this. I like when stuff like that happens.
Yes.
All right. So this is expected to be the last entry into Catacombs 3rd edition series of games. Yeah, right.
Well, because there's a 4th edition coming.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, wow.
All right, good point. All right, and finally in our news, Ticket to Ride. Oh, no, wait, I missed that one. Sorry, Chris.
That's a weird Ticket to Ride.
No. This is, okay, in our dumb news of the day, Ganon Clever Deluxe is out.
Milk.
You were asking for this, right?
I was not.
It comes with a mini dice tower.
Finally!
Is it a bigger box? Do we know if it's a bigger box?
I don't think so. Well, here's the thing. The sheets are laminated.
Already.
Okay, that's not bad.
No, I like that.
That's not bad. If they're like dry erase, that's a good idea.
And a dice tower.
Okay, that's a bad idea.
It says it includes the original game, a new laminated player sheet that features elements from other titles in the series, whatever that means.
Oh, so there's not even Gangshan Clever. It has other things from Twice as Clever, Clever Cubed, and Clever Forever.
Again, they could easily do that now. They could just put the sheets in the box. I mean, they changed the colors of the dice, but other than that...
Yeah, but come on, you expect them to give you That's Very Clever, Twice as Clever, Clever Cubed, and Clever Forever in the same box?
No one is impressed by the fact that you remember those names.
Okay, look, that would be a lot of content. That's 4 different games, okay?
If they could get one box that fits in a calyx.
Yeah.
And it opens up like this.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. And then you can have them all there. That's very clever. Twice as clever.
As a side note, someone mentioned that big box from yesterday's crowd surfing.
Yeah.
That's the only way to get the new expansions.
Oof.
No, really?
I'm going to have to go look at that, but we would have been much harder had we known that. But I'll have to go look.
I don't know
Okay.
how much more harder I could have been. Question. What would you call it if you came out with a fifth one of these? There's no 5 pun I can
Cliver. That's so Cliver.
Cliver.
think. Like Fiverr?
I guess.
That's where
I
you
don't know.
order stuff.
I would have stopped at 1, just as a heads up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure the internet will come up with a good pun on the number 5 for
All
this.
Finally, Ticket to Ride
Okay.
Paris. This is the 6th release in the cities.
Like
They're
one of those-
releasing these faster than they're releasing the big ones,
They
for
are coming
sure.
over these quickly, yeah.
It's one of
Okay,
those smaller
cool.
ones, like
This
in
is
New
going to be
York,
available March
London.
29th. It's Paris during the Roaring '20s. It's
That's a pretty cover.
it's a new rule. You need to collect blue, white, and red cards to form the French flag and earn victory points. Okay?
Okay.
They always add one small, simple rule.
It's a deep cut, that clever with the
Clever with
Roman
the
numeral
five.
V.
Roman 5 is pretty good. I like that. You know what?
Only half the people would get it, but yeah,
Oh, the Italians would.
I applaud you.
that's true.
Okay.
So this is one of those the shorter. I like the
This is one
shorter
of the
ticket
little
rides.
ones. I haven't played the last few, but I always
New York was.
it always
fun,
makes
good.
me smile when these come out.
I
the
agree.
newest one was good. The one before that, I thought was getting a little tired, but the last one had it.
What's the latest? Amsterdam
Oh
or
my
was
word,
there?
they're all boring together.
I
in
went
my
to New
mind.
York and London. Those are two I've done.
I've played both of
Those
those.
are
I've
the
never
first
played
two.
Amsterdam and I never played Berlin.
Oh, I don't know
Berlin is
either.
the newest one, I think.
Okay.
Well, whatever. Anyway, folks, that is the news.